"Kitty O'Halloran," said Dr. Fingal Flahertie O'Reilly, looking into those familiar grey eyes flecked with amber. "You don't look a day over 35, and you're lovely." Her silver and black hair shone in the sunlight, filtering down past the buildings on Belfast's Royal Avenue. Her tailored grey suit, with its slim, knee-length skirt, accentuated her figure. God, but she was looking well. She shook her head. "You're an old flatterer, Fingal, a soft soaper. You know I'll not see 50 again, but thank you. I'll always see you as 22, the way you were when we were youngsters, always. And that's because—" He hesitated. "I love you." "Thank you, Fingal," she said. "Thank you for loving me, and thank you for telling me. I do love you so much." He bloody well nearly bear-hugged and kissed her there and then. Instead, he continued walking with Kitty at his side and thought about how, on the drive here from her flat, they'd discussed the progress of Donald Donnelly, one of Fingal's patients, who was being nursed by Kitty, a senior sister on the brain surgery ward of the Royal Victoria Hospital. It had made O'Reilly happy to discuss a patient with her. He was looking forward to these kinds of professional conversations when she became his wife, on July 3, 1965. And that was only a little more than 2 months away. He gave a hop and a skip, grinning as he did. "Fingal," Kitty said with a smile, "will you stop acting the leg?" "I'm happy," he said, guiding her through the mid-morning crowds of shoppers, office messengers, and delivery men. Traffic growled, and he heard the ting of the conductor's bell as a red double-decker bus pulled away from a stop. The air was heavy with exhaust fumes. A flock of starlings wheeled and jinked in unison across the sky. He pointed to a glass door on which Sharman D. Neal, Jewellers and Watchmakers, was etched in gilt letters. Watches, barometers, brass telescopes and jewellery were displayed on velvet mounts in the window. "This is it," he said. The lighting was subdued, the carpet thick. Glass jewellery cases were arranged around 3 walls. A door at the back led, O'Reilly presumed, to offices or storerooms. The air had only a trace of mustiness. 2 staff members wearing short black jackets, pinstriped trousers, and highly polished black shoes stood waiting. The place exuded the confidence of a business that had catered to the upper classes for decades. Young men, O'Reilly thought, probably felt intimidated here, and their immediate concerns would be whether their budget might stretch. He was worried himself. He and Kitty were the only customers. An assistant glided across to them. He wore rimless spectacles. "Sir? Madam?" His voice was reverential, his accent affected. "May I be of assistance?" "Rings," O'Reilly said, surprising himself by lowering his voice. "Certainly, sir." The man glanced at Kitty's gloved left hand. "Would that be dress or engagement?" O'Reilly cleared his throat. His collar seemed to be tighter. "Engagement, please." "How lovely. May I wish sir and madam every happiness?" "Thank you," Kitty said. O'Reilly wanted to tell the man to mind his own damned business and get on with selling them a flaming ring. O'Reilly wanted to get this transaction completed. And it had been ages since, to his housekeeper Kinky Kincaid's amazement, he had refused the mixed grill she'd offered to cook and simply grabbed a quick cup of coffee and a slice of toast this morning, in his hurry to get to Kitty's flat. Now he wanted his lunch. The shop assistant moved behind a glass display case. "If I might inquire, would we be looking for a solitaire, a cluster, a trinity, or bezel setting? A specific precious stone? Perhaps Madam's birthstone? Something—" His lip curled. "Semi-precious?" Jesus, O'Reilly thought. In 1939, when I bought Deirdre her little ring, it was just a gold band with one tiny diamond. Back then, men bought the ring before they proposed. But today O'Reilly had brought Kitty to pick hers. He smiled at his soon-to-be wife and knew for certain that Deirdre O'Reilly, née Mahwiney, his young bride of 6 months who had died in the Belfast Blitz of 1941, would approve of Kitty, be glad for him and his newfound happiness. "Kitty?" he asked. She smiled at him. "If it's all right with you, Fingal, I'd like something simple." "It's your choice,"